In 1965, a small group of dedicated individuals had a vision to establish a church in the growing community of Carrollton, Texas. Led by the power of the Holy Spirit, this determined group formed a Christian church of believers, and this was the beginning of Prince of Peace Lutheran Church. Over the past 40 years, Prince of Peace Lutheran Church has brought people into a closer relationship with God. People have come to know Christ through meaningful worship, Bible studies, dedicated ministries, mission trips, and a nationally recognized Christian school. The countless actions of our Prince of Peace community to care for others have shown how Christ changes lives. However, our work is not done. As the world around us changes, we must be willing to understand how to expand the gospel of Jesus Christ to the next generation by taking action now through prayer, sacrifice, and faith.
Prayer, sacrifice, faith. So what does that look like? I'd like for you to imagine that our church, Prince of Peace, is a book. I think you'll agree with me that many of the chapters that have already been written tell a beautiful story. Story of baptisms, weddings, people who have gone through crisis only to have brothers and sisters in the faith come around them, of individuals who have literally met Jesus Christ for the first time. Today, our church is getting ready to turn the page, to write its next chapter in its history. The purpose of this campaign is to get our church ready for that next chapter, to eliminate debt and to become physically healthy enough to be better positioned to reach into our primary mission fields. I'd like to invite you to listen to the stories of individuals who have already been impacted, people who in turn are ready to reach out to the next generation with the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Prince of Peace means the world to me. I was in a really rough place in my life. I was doing drugs and drinking. I knew I needed to come back to church. I knew I needed to just get right with God. I didn't know how. I went to Epic one day, and I went up in front of the congregation. I asked for help. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have a car. I would be dead right now if it wasn't for Prince of Peace. I would be dead. I want other people to experience the joy and God working in their lives as I did. I think that's selfish just to sit back and have this ministry pour into me and then me just sit there and soak it up and do nothing about it. With the help of Jesus Christ, I want to be able to change lives. It's everything to me. It's the reason I come to church. If we don't outreach to people, we'll crumble from the inside because we're serving ourselves. We have amazing programs for the youth, for 20-something, for kids, for adults. I want to see people's lives changed. We got to bring these people in and let God rock their worlds.
Christ calls us to sacrifice. It's not an easy road. But when you look back on it and go look at the valley where you've come from, it was worth every step.
I have grown in the last 2.5 years since I have been at Prince of Peace. My faith, me, my girls have grown so much.
Prince of Peace came around us when my mother passed away. Stuffed our freezer full of food, and they came around us when they found out I had cancer and was going to receive chemo treatments. Prince of Peace has never stepped away. They've always stepped up and come to help. The huge weight that was lifted off of my shoulders that day, I was able to say to James, we're going to be okay.
Without question, Prince of Peace has had an impact upon thousands of lives. Today, we get ready to turn the page and write our next chapter. There are questions to be answered. What will our next chapter look like? What will the future hold? How will the next generation hear? The answers to those questions depend upon you. In this campaign, I'd like to invite you to join me in three things. In prayer, it asks God, how might I participate? In sacrifice, what might I be willing to lay down in order that others might hear? In faith, that believes that God still chooses to use simple people like you and me in reaching others for Him.